business, so they're going to do a decent job on your work for the most part. But, yeah, you want to go in and just talk to your framer about it. You should know a little bit about what you're looking for, what you're asking for, and how he's going to frame it.
Okay. And I know we have sat and we have talked a great deal about things that perhaps you've seen on canvases from various sources.
Mm-hmm.
One is glue. How do we feel about glue?
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
I know. How are we going to...
in trouble today.
No, you know what? You just spent countless hours stitching this piece, and like we've talked about, we've come across some pieces and whatnot that have been glued down to the backing board, whether it be through sticky board, sticky tape, or hot glue or white glue. And, it's just not safe for the work. A lot of times that glue will seep under the canvas and seep into your threads, into your stitches. So you cannot remove it. So if it tends to buckle down the road where you're getting some bumps and whatnot in it and it needs to be removed or restretched, a lot of times it can't be because you'll be pulling out one too many threads because the glue seeped in. So glue is really not the best way to stretch a needlework.
Okay. And what do you use if you don't use glue?
We lace. I can lace it for customers who specifically ask for that, and I'll explain to them. If you don't know what the differences are, we can explain that. But I will recommend all three different types, which is lacing, pinning using stainless steel pins, and then we've started using stainless steel staples recently as well. It allows for a lot of maneuverability with the needlework. If it's not perfectly square, I'm very picky about the canvas lining up with the matting so that everything is parallel and whatnot. And pinning and stapling allow me to do that a lot better than lacing it. But it's up to the customer after I explain everything. And sometimes they'll go with my recommendation. Other times they'll say, no, I want lacing done or I want pinning done. Stapling has got a bad rap because a lot of people won't use rust-proof staples. But we're finding we like that because it holds the needlework very well. You're not just getting one point; you're getting the 2 points of the staple and that crossbar that holds the canvas down. So it's giving it a good support system.
Okay. The other touchy subject. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to ask. Glass. How do we feel about glass?
Again, being in the framing business and my personal opinion, you've spent a lot of time stitching this piece. Glass protects the needlework from dust, from dirt, from fingerprints, from greasy fingerprints, and from somebody walking by and actually catching a zipper on your threads, especially now with a lot of the textures and stitches that you're doing where it's just not flat anymore. It's got some good dimension to it. Glass to me is very important, but that being said, you need to know that when you go to a framer, if they recommend glass, you're going to ask them, are you going to space that away from my needlepoint? I don't want that glass touching my threads. How are you going to do that? And that could be accomplished with spacers where you put like a little plastic strip at the edge of the glass that keeps the glass off of the needlework. Matting can accomplish that as well. So just those two things you really want to know to talk to your framer and say, hey, if you're going to recommend glass, what are you going to do with it? To keep it away from my work. Because if it does touch it, it's going to squish the fibers and the threads and your textures and whatnot. But it can also cause molds and mildews to form because you do want a little bit of an air circulation in there. Even though the frame is all closed up, that air moves a little bit. So keeping the glass off your work will help keep it safe.
Okay. And I know you have a number of different types of glass, but there's one glass that I think most people are not familiar with. That I just wanted you to touch on. You have a glass that is so clear that you don't know that there's glass on it.
It's a really great glass. I mean, it's called, depending on where you go, who you're talking to, but it's an anti-reflective glass where it's a coated glass, so it really looks like there's nothing on it. Depending on the angle that you look at it and the light source and et cetera, you might see a little bit of a reflection. But it's really clear, it's really sharp. It allows you to space the glass as far away from the needlework as you want, and you still see the strength of the textures and the stitching and whatnot. And it's also very color accurate as well, so it's much more color accurate than regular glass because they remove some of the irons in the glass. So the colors really do look sharp and clear, and the stitching is sharp and clear as well. And it's also UV filtering. It filters out the ultraviolet rays, or most of them, so it slows down the fading of your canvases and your threads as well, which is really important depending on, no matter what type of glass you would use. So again, just another added feature of glass is that it does help slow down the fading of the threads.
Well, I know you had brought a piece in here, and it was amazing to me. And, we do see quite a bit here at the shop. But I was shocked to see how clear this glass was. And generally, and Rob knows this, I generally do not put glass over my needle point. But after seeing this glass, I might consider changing my mind. The other thing that, Rob, I know we didn't get it, I just want to mention to anyone is that if you are putting glass, sometimes there are issues to making sure that the frame is deep enough to hold the glass, correct?
Well, exactly, right. You're adding, again, if it's a piece that has a little bit of texture to it, you need those spacers and whatnot to keep the glass off. So the frame can't be a tiny little frame. You need a lot of depth to it to be able to hold all the materials that we are using to stretch your needlework, to space the needlework, to put the glass in, et cetera. So the frame does need to be a little bit deeper.
Okay. So before we run completely out of time today, we need to talk about last week's contest. Last week, Rob, we spoke with Robin of Robin's Nest.
Right.
Her pictures are her canvases are so beautiful that you just want to frame them without stitching them. She is a beautiful artist, and she is donating one of her brand new designs that will be customized to the winner's specifications. So whoever that winner is out there, guys, you get to pick whatever initial you want to go in the center of this canvas. So, Rob, can you give me a number between 1 and 10?
7.
7. All right, let's see. Number 7, the winner of this week's contest is Susan Williams from Little Rock, Arkansas. Congratulations, Susan. We will be sending you an email. Hopefully I will try to send you an email after the show if you're not listening live and let you know that you've won. So, Susan, keep thinking. Maybe it's an S, maybe it's a W, maybe it's a different letter you want. But, Rob, we need to talk about your contest. First, I need a magic word.
Monday.
Monday, as in Monday.
Monday.
Hey, Monday, as in Happy Monday. Okay, guys, this I can for sure spell. The magic word this week is Monday. It's Monday. So you know the rules. In order to enter this week's contest, you must send me an email to the contest line at contest@gonstitching.net. You must put the word Monday in the header or in the first line of the email. Rob, actually, I'm going to tell them what they're going to be winning. You're going to be winning a gift certificate to the framed image. So for everyone that would like to enter, please remember contest@gonstitching.net. The magic word is Monday. Rob, thank you so much for joining us today. You have a lot of information, and I think more information than we have time for. So expect to be coming on again. I promise you. You're going to come back.
I'd be happy to.
And for everybody else, just so you know, Rob will be here at the shop May 25th, which is a Tuesday evening, somewhere between 7 and 9:30. So you have a few more weeks to finish up your projects, and then bring them in so that Rob can do his magic and frame up your pieces beautifully. We will be on next Monday at 2 o'clock, New York time. Again, everybody, thank you for joining us this week. And remember, when they ask where you've been, tell them you've gone stitching.